friends, it's Paige Evans here today to show you how to create a layout using my Sugarplum Wishes Collection, which you can find at Scrapbook.com. I am going to use, I think, almost all 12 pattern papers from Sugarplum Wishes, as well as the nesting star dies and the circles. I'm not sure where my actual 1-inch circle punch went for this set from We Are Makers, but it's still a 1-inch punch. So what I am going to do is punch all 3 sizes of stars and circles from all of the pattern papers. Some of them I didn't punch both sides just because the pattern was too busy, but for a pattern like this, these pink stripes, I am punching the 3 stars, the 3 circles, and if you turn your punch over, you can see exactly where it's going to punch, which I love. So you can line it over a certain part of the pattern. The other side of this paper is colorful Christmas trees, and I was more looking for solid color papers, so I skipped doing the trees from the other side. From this blue sweater knit paper, I've just zoomed in closer so you can see what I'm doing. So this paper, I do want a star from both sides. So if you punch 2, you'll have one set of one side, which is this blue sweater knit or a purple lavender side, and then the other side is snowflakes. So I spent some time punching all of my shapes, and I am going to layer them up to create dangling ornaments. That's the sketch that I had in my brain, and I am happy with the way it turned out. So here we go. Join me, follow along as we build this page from beginning to end. So it took me about 15-20 minutes to punch all of the shapes. Paper number 1 has tags with different patterns, and since I wanted the more solid colors, I was able to get one of each size. So just 1 large star, 1 large circle, 1 medium star, 1 medium circle, 1 small star, and 1 small circle. So 6 shapes from some of those tags from paper 1. And I didn't punch anything from the other side, just the one side. Next step is layer them together. So layer a star on a circle, so a large star on a large circle, a medium star on a medium circle, and small stars on small circles. And my idea was to create contrast. So darker colors on lighter colors or contrasting colors so that you can see them. If you put a pink on a pink, that's a different way that you could approach this layout, doing it tone on tone. But for this page, I wanted to have contrasting colors. So I'm not gluing anything down. I'm just figuring out the placement first. So green on pink or purple on green, red on pink, teal on purple, just go into town placing the stars on the circles to create my own pattern paper ornaments. So do this assembly line style. I've punched out all of my shapes. Now I am layering all my shapes, and then I will attach all my shapes together and then glue them onto the page. So do all of one step at a time. I have placed all of the stars on all of the circles, so the next step is adding a foam square onto the back of the stars to attach them onto the center of the circles. These large stars are slightly larger than the large circles, and that's okay. It doesn't bother me. If you want to, you could trim off those points from the star. I did that to 1 just to see what it would look like, and I preferred having the points sticking out over the edge of the circle rather than having those points cut off. The medium-sized stars fit perfectly on the medium-sized circles, as do the small circles and the small stars. They fit together perfectly. So ta-da! I have got all of the stars attached in place with foam squares. Oh look, right there in the middle you can see where I cut off the points of that 1 star. So if you prefer that look, you can cut off all of the points, but I didn't end up using that star on my page. So I am actually bending back the edges, the points of all of the stars to kind of round them into more ornament shapes. Most of the time I bend edges and points and leaves and petals upwards to create dimension. So this is different from what I usually do, bending the points backwards to round them. So this is paper 5 from my Blooming Wild collection with American Crafts, which is also available at Scrapbook.com. The A side is a green floral and the B side is this pastel grid, and I like how the colors will pop off of this lighter background. I started placing the stars, but then I realized I wanted them to look even more like dangling ornaments, and so I stitched lines with my sewing machine using gold metallic thread. So now that really drives home that these are going to be hanging ornaments. So I stitched every 3 or 4 lines, rows of the rows on the grid background. That's my spacing. And now for a layer of mixed media, I'm splashing watered down white acrylic paint across the background. So not only does it bring in a mixed media element, but it also reminds me of falling snow, which is perfect for the holiday season. It snows a lot here in Colorado. In fact, as I am doing this voiceover, it's supposed to be 13 degrees Fahrenheit on Sunday, and we're supposed to get our first snow of the season this weekend too. So ready or not, winter is here. Okay, so I stitched lines at varying lengths. I splashed watered down white acrylic paint and let it dry. Actually, I sped up the drying process with a hairdryer, and now I'm coming in with the shapes, the ornaments. So I'm just starting to place them. What I'm trying to do is space out the sizes. So it's helpful to start with the largest circles and stars first because they take up the most space. And then come in with the medium circles and stars and finish with the smallest circles and stars. I also wanted to have one at the very bottom of all of the dangling thread strands. So that's why I'm placing some of the medium and smaller ones already, because I want different sizes to be at the very bottoms of these stitched threads. And then eventually I just start filling in with the largest, then the medium, and the small. Again, I want a colorful assortment. So I'm trying not to have 2 of the same colors or patterns next to each other. There's a few different pinks, a few different reds, a few different greens. So even then I didn't want to have two different colored reds next to each other. So it's all just, we're auditioning and just trying to make it varied and look the best it can be. But no matter how you arrange them, you can always come back and move them around. And then once you do like the final placement, take a picture to refer back to in case anything gets moved, or you have naughty kitties like I do who like to play with my projects. And then one by one, use liquid glue to attach every single circle in place across the background. So you'll notice I kept everything at the top 3/4 of this page, and then the bottom quarter, maybe a little bit less than a quarter, is empty for some breathing room to create balance, because it's very colorful and busy across the top. Need to have some balance, something empty down at the bottom. So I've left the bottom blank, but I will add my title and journaling down there. I have printed 2 photos of this. These are my kids, Fox and Jane, at our local mall. They start putting up the Christmas decorations probably now. It's almost Halloween in real time, but I bet if we go to the mall tomorrow, we'll see some signs of Christmas. So we love when they start decorating for the holidays. We love Christmas. We love Halloween. We love all the holidays. So I took 2 pictures of them. These are from last year, and you can see all of the colors and the dangling ornaments in the background. So that's kind of where I got my inspiration for this page, to have the dangling ornaments. Now I'm coming in with the enamel dots from Sugarplum Wishes. There are 3 different sizes, 6 different colors, and they have a glitter finish. So I am adding enamel dots spreading out the colors along the stitched lines. So it's following these lines. So your eye goes straight from the top of the page down to the bottom, and you get to take in all of the merriment and the colors and the patterns and all of the fun. I think off camera I added just a few more enamel dots sprinkled around. I noticed some spots were missing a punch of red, so once I liked the placement, you can come in and add those with liquid glue too so that they don't fall off the page. For my title, I'm using the mini thickers, or you can use the larger thickers that come in Sugarplum Wishes, and the title will be Feeling Festive. So I'm eventually going to, I want the title to be centered down at the bottom, but I just started by eyeballing it kind of a third of the way across the background and an inch, maybe an inch and a half up. And there's a lot of different colors and patterns of these thickers, so of course I want to use them all. So like I did with the circles and stars, I am varying the colors and patterns. So now I'm going to bring in a ruler, find the middle at 6 inches, and then start the second word evenly on the other side. So there was an even amount to the left of the 6-inch mark and to the right of the 6-inch mark. And then I can fill in between these two words with additional embellishments. So I'm going from dark green to dark red to light pink to a medium green, the periwinkle, purple blue, whatever you want to call that color. It's so pretty. To create the title of Feeling Festive. So now time to fill in that gap between the words. I'm grabbing the cardstock stickers and using a snowflake sticker, gluing it right in between. It fits so perfectly. Topping it with a foam sticker. It's a peppermint. And that just creates a fun, eye-catching title. Also from the foam stickers, grabbing a scalloped pink plaid border sticker, which fits perfectly underneath this title, using the grid lines on the background as my guide for placing it. Then from the floral and snowflake die cuts pack, grabbing this floral die cut, and I want to tuck it up underneath that snowflake just to help with the edge, trimming off the bottom bit of that floral die cut and then gluing it in place just along a little bit of the back so that the leaves can lift and bend off the page to create shadows and depth. For my journaling, I'm going to write it underneath this scalloped foam sticker, so my title and journaling are clustered down here at the bottom in this empty space. So it's not completely empty now, filled it up with just these things, so there's still a good amount of white space around to help balance the page. If you have more journaling, you could always write in more of the white space or directly on top of the ornaments, or create a a pocket with a tag. And then some of these stars felt more colorful and patterned than others. I guess the larger stars just felt like they needed a little something extra. So from the foam stickers, I'm just doing stars on stars on stars on the large stars only. So whether it's a foam star or a cardstock star, I'm adding one to the center of all of the, almost all, I think there's a few that I skipped, of the larger circles and stars. Because why not? The more stars, the merrier. And again, creating contrast, so not putting the same color on top. So I want to have a different color that stands out. So there's 3 red foil foam star stickers, so I wanted to use those to create a visual triangle. So then by moving that one over, I've got nice spacing to create that visual triangle to help draw your eye all around the page. So I added every single foam star sticker and then finishing up with the cardstock star stickers. It's colorful, it's fun, it's busy, just the way I like it. All the patterns. The more patterns I can include on a layout, I literally just said this, but the more the merrier. So that, my friends, is the finished page. I hope you are inspired to pick up my Sugarplum Wishes collection, as well as the nested star and circle punches from We Are Makers. See you again next time. Have a Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, Happy New Year.